Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 4 of your Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode, as today we're heading into our first offseason here with the Columbus Blue Jackets, as unfortunately last year we just, missed out by, nothing as we tied up with the last wildcard team in the division, and unfortunately we weren't able to make it into the playoffs, which sucks because in any other division we would have practically been a playoff team if we were in the Western Conference, and that's just how life be. As a Columbus Blue Jackets fan, as the mediocrity continues with the team. But before we keep getting deep into the video, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button, as right now we're on the road to 500 subscribers, and also hit that like button as well. That'll be very much appreciated. So let's get into this puppy here. As you guys can see already, we tied up with the Carolina Hurricanes. We just were a couple regulation over overtime wins away from getting into, that divisional spot, which just is a bummer for us. If we just didn't lose those last couple overtime losses and we were able to pull away with a W, we would have been a playoff team in that playoff spot. But in the end of the day, it is what it is. It's everything's meant with a purpose, and I think that's the way that this offseason will go. We're going to be going through a lot of changes with this team. I think I really want to kind of do as much as I possibly can. Now, you guys got to remember, there is also a rule where we have to save $5 million above the minimum cap. So really, all we have going into this year is about $10 million going into this year's free agency, which is not a lot of money for us. So I want to change up a couple things. Gustav Nyquist is number one. He has a $5.5 million contract for the next 3 years. He doesn't have a no trade clause, doesn't have a no movement clause. We could freely trade this guy away. Now, he's going to have 2 years left, and he had a pretty bad season, to say the least. I think he was, he definitely did play solid near the end, 48 points. You look at the guy, he's been, nothing but 48 points, and especially since we're paying him, $5.5 million, we need this guy producing a bit more, and Gustav Nyquist just wasn't that guy. Cam Atkinson was another guy that I thought was doing really good as well. Now, what we're going to do with these guys. Now, the plan with Cam Atkinson and, Gustav Nyquist. Atkinson, on the other hand, we do have to trade him to a playoff team. So, a team like, where they be at? Where they be at? Oh my lord, I meant to see who's number one in the divisions, because we got to pick up that before we get into the, the draft. So, like Philly, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, and the Edmonton Oilers. Those are the only teams that we could trade it to. So really, only the Oilers and the Minnesota Wild is what we're going to be focusing on, because we're going to want to trade Atkinson, to a Western Conference team instead of him, kicking our ass when we have to deal with them. But I think we might keep Cam Atkinson. I don't know. We'll see how, everything kind of pans out, because we don't want to trade away too many players away. We already got a good squad going with, these collective players here. We do have to pay up a raise on Bjorkstrand big time, and a little bit on Laine, so that's also a big thing that we're going to have to deal with. And then also David Savard, which we are going to be releasing into free agency. We're going to be going after a puck-moving defenseman is the plan, to have Seth Jones play alongside of Werenski, and then Garokovo maybe play alongside of a nice offensive defenseman, and then we definitely need to build up the depth. And I said we were going to go after a goalie, so Elvis Merzlikins, we're going to be putting him up on the block as well. Just, he had a really bad season this year, 17 and 18 in 45 games, and 907. He is young, he has room to develop, but I mean, he only has 1 year to jump up, and then after that, he's not going to jump up. And this Columbus Blue Jackets team, we need a goalie for the now, and especially since how good of a season Patrik Laine had. I mean, he threw up 55 goals, and I believe that this team could be a team that we can go long-term with right now, with Bjorkstrand and Laine. Domi had a great season, and if he continues to produce for us, then we have, that top-line centerman, and then we have Roslovic and Liam Foudy, who I think it could develop into some big-time roles on this team as well. So I'm really, really excited to see what this team will do in this upcoming season, especially with Kirill Marchenko and Liam Foudy almost being ready to go for this upcoming season. And then what we could do at the draft, we have a lot of assets that we could trade away, and Nyquist and et cetera, et cetera. The Pittsburgh Penguins are your Stanley Cup champions. So the team that almost missed out on the playoffs are your Stanley Cup champions. And I mean, not saying that could have been us, but honestly, that could have been. You know, Pittsburgh Penguins, they have Sid the Kid and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're going to be staying at 15th, which is what I kind of expected us to stay at anyways, because, you know, we're not a good team. New Jersey jumped from 8th to 3rd. I knew that we were going to get, like, the last lottery. You know, we were going to be first for lottery odds. Not first for lottery odds, but last for the odds of winning first. So, Hossa Spencer also retires this year. Marian Gaborik retires with the Tampa Bay Lightning there as well. So that is it there. Let's get on to, you know, the draft, baby. I don't want to look at the draft class just yet. Well, we don't want to really, you know, interview anyone. I'd rather just jump in the draft class here. We know we have a first round pick. I don't remember what else we have. Now, I said we would love to jump into the top 10. Now, we could if we make some maneuvers and we could sell some players off because we have a, first, a third. We have a bunch of fifths this year as well. So I wouldn't mind, you know, picking up a second or something. Yeah, Max Domi really jumped up this year. I'm going to really be excited about Max Domi for years to come for this team. I mean, we're definitely going to have to extend him because I know he's on his last year of his deal. We'll have to figure this all out because Nick Foligno also jumped up as well. Oh, my Lord. Tons of good players jumping up here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, also, do we keep Nick Foligno, our captain, for the Columbus Blue Jackets as well? So, big decisions on that part. So, let's jump into the draft, and then we'll take a look at all the awards for the year. Right after the draft is what we'll do because I really want to get into this draft, see what we can do. There we go. That Florida pick, number 5, is available. I would not mind making a move for it. I know it's the Florida Panthers that are near our division, but this is a move that could catapult us big time. And we need that future, you know, centerman to come along. And there's a lot of big, you know, centermans. We got the snipers. We got the wingers going. You know, we got all that going for us. But when you talk about a future, you know, first-line centerman, you could be talking about, you know, this Jorgensen or an A2 Ratu or, you know, a Ken Johnson or, you know, Matthew Benners. You know, you could be talking about one of these guys, one of those guys as, you know, one of your top picks. Burping like a whole crap ton right now. You know, one of those guys could just be huge for the Columbus Blue Jackets right now. So I'm willing to make a move. Now, I would like to keep my first this year and, you know, take that 15th and try to draft with somebody. So let's see what we can trade away, you know. See what we can, you know, get rid of. So Nyquist is one of them. You know, Gustav Nyquist had a pretty bad season, so we could get rid of Nyquist on the team. Texier I would like to keep. Now, Kirill Marchenko, Liam Foudy there as well. Now, do we go after maybe another different centerman and we trade away Roslovic, right? I mean, Roslovic is going to be a way cheaper option. We're going to definitely need that without a doubt. We need that cheaper option. I'm not trading away that. I think the next best bet is, you know, Igor Chinkinov. We could trade him away. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Trade away a prospect. We are going to probably get another one here. I don't even think that. Yeah, I think what we're going to have to do is throw in our first and then maybe throw in a fifth. Not just, oh my God. Come on, EA. Jesus Christ, game. It's like slow as molasses right now. It's like my PS4 is slowly dying out here, bro. And then we wanted a first and a fifth on that this selection here. I think that will work. And maybe if we could pick up a late third from the Colorado Avalanche, will that go through? No, it does not. That's kind of what I thought. Will that go through? No. So not even the fifth will work. Damn, bruh. I don't want to trade away any more picks for this year, so I'll trade away a third and then like 2 fifths or something. So Gustav Nyquist, maybe we could pick up another third. That would be amazing if we could pick up another third or something. Will that go through? No. Quite close to fair value. Will that go through? There we go. So we just had to take the third round pick away. Gustav Nyquist is gone. We pick up a huge first round pick. I know a couple people are upset. But this also relinquishes a lot of salary cap for us. And Merzlikins basically has no value. So for right now, we're going to keep Merzlikins just in case there's no, you know, goaltending. Actually, maybe we could find a goaltender out there. But, I mean, we really don't have a lot of assets to trade away right now. I think best bet is to wait until, you know, draft day or free agency day to actually pick up a goalie, because I feel like you could probably find a goalie out here, But I feel like, and also my game's like lagging like so bad for some reason right now. It's like this draft is making it feel like 100 times older. Spencer Knight's available, but I mean, we would have had to do it in the deal, and we would have had to add like a hell of a lot more because Merzlikins is. You even try to trade away Merzlikins, it's not going to be good enough. So yeah, there's nobody out there. So let's choose with our 5th selection here, ladies and gentlemen. We made a big move because we knew that this was going to be a big draft. So Jorgensen goes to LA, Lambos goes to Montreal, A2 Ratu will have to deal with in New Jersey. Arizona picks up Brent Clark, and with our 5th overall selection, this is a big one. Do we go with the 6'5" defenseman and Owen Power? I think we already know what we're going to go with. We're not going to go with Dylan Guenther because we already have Laine. We already have those big guys. So Ken Johnson from the Vancouver Giants, playmaker who has some great skating ability, similar to Patrik Kane. Jesus, I can't speak English. Ken Johnson, welcome to the Columbus Blue Jackets, my man, as 73 overall, 5th overall selection. Welcome to the Columbus Blue Jackets, Kent Johnson, my boy. So that is absolutely huge for the Columbus Blue Jackets. We have a real face that is going to be coming along to this squad in Kent Johnson. And I think, we definitely fleeced the Panthers without a doubt. They'll be choosing in that 15th overall selection. They did get a ton of other picks in Gustav Nyquist, and they accepted it, right? I mean, we really didn't have too much to give up. And you know what? In that deal for the Panthers, they definitely needed another goal scorer. They lost Dadonov last year. They pick up a nice guy, Nyquist, who I think could be a very nice depth guy for them. So let's see who else gets chosen. Owen Power, damn. New Jersey's going to be a tank. They got A2 Ratu, Jack Hughes, and Nico Hischier, and now they just added Owen Power to that defensive core there in New Jersey. Calgary, they pick up William Eklund. Detroit, they're going to be picking up Luke Hughes. Ottawa Senators, they have a chance at the sniper and Dylan Guenther. They choose Simon Edvinsson instead. The Vancouver Canucks, Dylan Guenther. Jesus, everyone's passing by him. He goes to Vancouver now with Brock Besser and Pedersen. Matthew Benners going to the Isles. There with Barzell. St. Louis Blues selects Van Riemsdyk. That's a creative player, 79 overall. That is very good. Fabian Lizelle goes to the New York Rangers. The Chicago Blackhawks, they'll be choosing Jesper Wallstedt. So Chicago gets the stud goalie, and the Florida Panthers are selecting Asisimov. So in the end of the day, they didn't lose out in this draft. They still got a nice defensive defenseman. I think, honestly, in the end, that deal was actually daddy. I mean, they definitely got a bit more out of it than what we just did because of the fact that they just got the defensive defenseman here and Asisimov and now Gustav Nyquist to add the things as well. That's pretty damn solid. But we got our future our future centerman. So do we want to do that? That's our only 3rd round pick. We move back to the 4th. Then I would be I gotta select here with the 3rd. I do want to take a look at the rest of the draft, though, in that 1st round right quick, though, for you guys as some bigger names. Raw. He was another big centerman that we could have selected if we really wanted to go after Joshua Wall, but I really wanted that elite, level centerman to come to the team. But he would have been a really solid, guy to go after if that trade didn't pan out. Barkov, wow, what a great selection there for Tampa Bay and Detroit. So some real big stealers in this draft here, boys. So we could hopefully pick up some late round steals is what I'm really hoping for the rest of this draft. So Kevin Fowler is a very nice looking American player there, and is definitely enticing my needs. Derek Raji, 116. So we'll have to take a look at that. That's a guy that I'm very interested right now, especially since he's a big time defenseman. So let's take a look at our draft board here. What do we got for picks in the next round? Because 116. Yeah, we could definitely pick him. We could pick with our pick Fowler here with this selection. Go after the American. So from the USA West, Cameron Fowler will pick you with our 77th overall selection. Welcome to the team, my man. Medium top 6. I'll take that. That's not terrible. 108 did Rajesh. I think it's Rajesh. I don't want to mess up his name, but that's what it kind of looks like it. But Anyways, let's choose our guy that we're looking at. The low elite here in Rathji. 2A defenseman with our 108 selection. Welcome to the team, Derek. Low top 4. I thought he was really going to be a big steal for the team, but I don't know. I don't know if this draft is going to be filled with tons of steals. You know, we didn't select until the 3rd, so we're not going to be seeing a lot of, you know, big-time players. Actually, I did kind of see someone that I did see later on in other franchise modes. Connor Lockhart. I did see him before, but yeah, there we go. Medium top 6 playmaker. Hey, that's what I get for playing the game a decent amount. Connor Lockhart. Welcome to the team, my man. So Bertuzzo's there. We could pick up another Finn guy, kind of keep it going with the way that Patrik Laine was building this team with a decent amount of Finns. And lastly, Vutolamo does not look bad there from the Liga. Offensive defenseman, though, top 6, yeah. I don't think we're going to get too much luck with the rest of our selections. Kent Johnson was pretty big. You know, we got some decent selections all over the place. You know, some guys that can be used for some future trade value if needed. Isaac Bellevue. Lieutenant. Yeah, let's choose the left winger. We haven't really picked up too many left wingers. Yeah, nothing really there. Because we do have a lot of future left wingers with Igor Chinkanov and, you know, Liam Foodie's a centerman and Kirill Marchenko. Those two guys combined are just massive. You know what? I would not mind picking up a grinder. Chris Ramsey. 53 overall. Not bad. That's our last pick of the draft. And so not a bad draft here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. We got our future #1 centerman in Ken Johnson. We got some other solid prospects, but the biggest storyline out of that draft is that we got our future guy in Ken Johnson that I hope that can really be that #1 centerman alongside of Laine and Bjorkstrand and whoever else we're going to be building around on this team. I feel like Ken Johnson is going to be so huge for this team. So let's take a look at the quick awards as the Pittsburgh Penguins won another Stanley Cup as they win the 2021 one as they beat off the Colorado Avalanche. So that's huge there. Around the league, Jamie Benn. Wow, that's weird. He won the Art Ross. So over my time of doing some testing, Jamie Benn has not won the Art Ross yet. Evgeny Malkin wins the Hart Memorial. John Klingberg gets the James Norris. Tyler Seguin gets the Lady Byng. Tim Stützle wins the Calder. Conn Smythe goes to Evgeny Malkin. Vasilevsky, he wins the Vezina and the William M. Jennings. Matt Dumpa wins the Bill Masterson. Savoy wins the Jack Adams. Bergeron wins the Frank J. Selke. Malkin gets the Ted Lindsay, and Laine, my boy, gets the Maurice Richard. So already some hardware coming into the squad, and it's starting off with Laine, which is just a great way to start this franchise off. So let's get on to free agency, and then basically from there, what we are going to be doing is, you know, get through these contracts that we need to sign with everyone, and then we'll do a whole free agency kind of cap up, and see what you guys think, and you guys can put your opinions down in the comment section below on what we should do. We have $25 million in cap space with this upcoming season. Now, the biggest name is Nick Foligno. You know, great defensive guy last year. Was a real big, you know, he played a lot on the third line, but had 58 points, which is something he hasn't done since 2017. You know, he's been, you know, a 30-point guy. He really did excel well in our program, I felt. You know, banging the body out there. I would like to bring him back, but that's a lot of term for, you know, Nick Foligno. And I feel like we're going to go with the new age of players that are Nick Foligno. So I'm unfortunately going to have to let Nick Foligno go, the captain of the team. We're going to have to let go of him. We're going to have to go after somebody else. And you guys could comment down below. Should we bring back Nick Foligno, or should we, you know, the captain of the team, or should we just go after some new captain? You know, that the term on that deal is expensive. Texier, oh, dude, I will definitely sign you to 1.25, or 1.25 for 4 years. That's a steal of a deal for Texier, without a doubt. Grigorenko, we won't probably bring you back into the squad. Kirill Marchenko, we definitely need to sign you. Without a doubt. We'll get you to a 2-year deal. I know I should have got him on like the rookie deal, but for some reason I forgot about it, so we definitely need to do it. We'll lock him up. Might as well. He'll be a solid player for us, and if we could get him for, you know, 2 years at 1.35, I won't mind that. We got the money right now, so Kevin Stenland, he's another prospect that could possibly be somebody for us. He wants a one-way deal, which I'm fine with. We're going to be using a lot of our young guys. There's Kent Johnson, our boy. Man, I'm really excited for Kent Johnson now. I really am. I think he's going to look great in a Columbus Blue Jackets uniform. 70 points in 71 games with the Giants. He didn't do too well, but I don't even think the Vancouver Giants are a very good team right now in the dub anyways. So he might be just really carrying that team there in Vancouver, but we really don't know. Carlberg, you won't probably turn out to be anything, but you could be an AHL guy for us. And then Lockhart down there as well, who was a very solid late pick for us as well. So, yeah, I don't think we really need to do anything else for the forwards. Defense-wise, we could just do this as well, the UFA. Savard does want to, actually, I'd rather see the whole team anyways. Savard does want to re-sign with us. So, Andrew Peak, we also need to get you back to another deal. Can we get you to, oh, no, we'll just do to you 1 year. 1 year for you. We're still paying Scotty Harrington. Jesus. So, yeah, Malcolm Delzato, get rid of you. Ben Hutton, get rid of you. We don't need any of those guys. Greg Patterin, don't need you. David Savard, I think, he was a solid, good defenseman for us. That's the hard part because I would like him alongside of Zach Werenski, That was where we really liked him, but I think Seth Jones and Zach Werenski are just fine together because, but then our defense is going to be kind of weaker without David Savard. See, that's going to be the problem. I think we might have to trade away Seth Jones. And the reason why I'm saying that is just because, you look at his defensive numbers, they're not, popping out, especially, the 87 defensive awareness. He's more of an offensive guy. You've seen how he was this year. He hits the body a lot, which is nice. I mean, it's a tough one. That's another decision that we're going to have to make because I don't think we're going to keep David Savard either. We're really just cleaning closet here in Columbus. So nobody that we really needed to sign on the team. David Savard and Nick Foligno, we both let go so we could figure out what we really want to do with them because we're also going to have to, do no movement clauses and no trade clause on these players as well. So we got a lot of big stuff that we got to do. So I think we got everyone signed back onto the team. Kirill Marinchenko signed $24 million still. We really did not have to sign anyone to any big money. And all the rest of these guys can just lead to free agency because they're all just depth guys anyways. And I really don't want to bring them back into the team anyways. So I'm good without those guys. Yeah, I think the coaching staff, I think, is going to be good too. Are we going to continue to go with Mark Arthur? He had a solid season with us, honestly. He doesn't fit a lot of our players, which is kind of the thing that really is a big bummer right now for the team. But he did coach the team very well, and I'll give him that, right? And our assistant coach he's awesome as well. Jesus, I didn't think he was that amazing. But anyways, that's there. And then we'll also have to hire some new scouts, which I will definitely be doing as well. So let's get into free agency. And let's get down and buckle into that one because we got lots of stuff that we need to talk about with this one. So, yeah, I'll be right back, though. I got to go rest up the camera because I know it's about to shut off here sooner or later on me. And I don't want to get midway through free agency and my camera shut off. So I'll be right back, boys. Alrighty, boys, I'm back. So let's jump into free agency to see what there is with this squad and what could we add potentially, which there's a decent amount that we could potentially add. Alexander Ovechkin is one of them, of course. That's a pretty big ad for the team. I think another big name right here that's popping out right to me is Kyle Palmieri. 30 years old, power forward, defensively, could be a potential replacement for, our boy Nick Foligno and also Zach Hyman here as well. 29 years old, had a terrific season with the Toronto Maple Leafs this season, 73 points. Does not fit on any of the lineups. That was the big problem, especially with our coach. We definitely need a big physical guy, and I think that's definitely something that we definitely do need. And Palmieri, Domi, and Patrik Laine, that sounds like a pretty strong line to me. And Palmieri's not, your most physical guy, but he's going to play, a grindy, chippy game. He's going to go in there, play good defensive hockey as well. And I think that's something that we potentially could need. There's going to be lots of players. Blake Coleman, we could potentially just pick up for, a cheap option. $4.6 million if we really wanted to. So I mean, Zach Sanford as well. I don't even think he is he's a UFA. I think, yeah, he's a UFA. So we could potentially go after him as well if we wanted to go after some youth to build up the squad. Because right now the way that we got things going is Laine, Domi, Blank, and then Roslovic and Bjorkström. That's basically how we got things going for the lineups going towards next year. We need a left winger and a right winger to build in this squad. So we could potentially bring back Nick Foligno if we really wanted to. Now the problem is 3 years at 5.8 at a 33-year-old guy is definitely a bigger risk. But do we really want to be paying Palmieri, 6 years at 8.6, or a Zach Hyman, who I think would be the smart bet? Zach Hyman, give him 3 years. Lots of people are in on him right now. You would be having to pay him $8 million. You got Ottawa and Arizona. That would be somebody that, we could bring in. Defensively now, we got some solid defensemen out here. Tyson Barrie is possibly someone that we could bring into the squad. Now, defensively, he's definitely going to be a liability. If you want to, talk about him, definitely a big time defensive liability, without a doubt. And then going else down the rankings, you don't got a lot of solid defensemen in this upcoming free agency. It's either you go after David Savard again, you go after another defenseman, or you pick up a Tyson Barrie and you have to pay him for 5 years and hope that, his defensive workings can, bail you out. Or you could trade away Seth Jones, make another move. And then here's your goaltender. You got Frederick Anderson, who, this year, a 908, does he drop off continually, though? But he didn't look too bad. Antti Ranta, you got, Philip Grubauer as well, who had a decent season there with the Colorado Avalanche, but a 906 304 struggled during the playoffs. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one, what we really do coming up here very soon. I mean, Shesterkin is available too. Is he an RFA though? If he's an RFA, yeah, we can't sign him because he's 82 and lower. So, yeah, we're going to have to make a big decision unless we, rely on, Merzlinkins and Corpus Salo again this year. We'll have to go with that route. So I know Kyle Palmieri or Zach Hyman are, pretty evident for us right now that those are our two obvious targets, especially for that offensive core. We could really, really upgrade it this year, adding those two guys to the team. And I think, a lot of people will probably say, oh, they're probably not, they shouldn't be 88 overall. Well, you look at their analytics, and they're two very underrated people. Zach Hyman this year in real life will probably be paid a decent amount for the amount of time. He's a really good complementary player. And if we could put him alongside of, Max Domi or Patrik Laine, I think Max Domi could really, really, really excel. Why did they sign Gustafsson back to another deal? That's a weird one. So Eric Gustafsson signs there. There's really no one available that we could... Ooh, Colton Parayko, Seattle Kraken legend. Now, do we really want to pick him up? That's a lot of value for, we would have to trade away, Seth Jones to them, right? That would be the player we would have to trade away. But Seth Jones, his values, basically nothing compared to those guys. I think this upcoming season, I think the best bet is just to try to pick up a defenseman that, we could keep for a year or two and then just get rid of. Because honestly, that's what we're going to have to do. Unless we go to Washington and be like, yo, can we have John Carlson? But once again, he's weak defensively as well. So do we go... I think the game plan might be, do Zach Werenski and Seth Jones, and then Garakovo with Tyson Barrie, and then make a really, really, really solid defenseman pairing between Cocoon and Carlson, or pick up another right-handed defenseman to be a depth guy for the team, right? You go after Tyson Barrie. I know we were going to have to lock him up, and that will be dependent on what we sign him for, a no-trade clause or whatever, which I guess we'll figure that out in the next episode because I don't have the wheel up right now. I'll pop it up right now. Actually, I do have it right here. Okay, so we'll spin the wheel right quick for Tyson Barrie. So Tyson Barrie would be, 5 years. I would definitely sign him just 5 years. He wants a full-blown no movement clause for Tyson Barrie. Now, that would be pretty sketchy, to say the least, for me. For me, at least, that's pretty damn sketchy. Now, we could go after Sami Vatanen. 3 years wouldn't be a bad idea, right? Alec Martinez is also available, who we can go after and sign for 2 years. Alex Goligoski, who we could sign for 1 year. Another full no movement clause for Sammy Vatanen, and Jesus, everyone's bolstered up. So also, we'll spin the wheel quickly for you guys as well for Zach Hyman and Kyle Palmieri as well. So for Zach Hyman, at 4 or 3 years, whatever we feel like it, probably about $8.8 million. I have no movement, had no trade clause, so it would, no matter what, be 2 years no movement clause, no matter what. And then Kyle Palmieri, what would you be, my man? It would be almost 6 to 7 years for Kyle Palmieri. So that's a big contract, and he wants a full-blown no movement clause there for Kyle Palmieri. So we're going to have to make some big decisions in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, on what we do next year with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and, you know, what we do next for goaltending in either Grubauer or Frederick Anderson, or, you know, we just keep the tandem that we got between Merzlikins and Korpisalo, right? There's a lot of big stuff that we got to do in the next episode, and I need all your guys' help, the assistant GMs, because the next episode is going to be... It's going to be massive. There's going to be lots of stuff that we're going to have to go through with this upcoming off season. So I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment all your suggestions down below. I can't speak English, but yeah, comment all your suggestions down below. That'll be very much appreciated. Me helping build this team up for hopefully a playoff run. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end things here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.